Good morning, everybody. Hello, Jennifer, Mike, Ross, Wayne.
Good morning, Chirag.
Good morning. So, winning multiple offers. See what that awkward silence is like? That's how you close people. You say what you need to say and you just pause. All right, so let's go through this and let's first talk about what you don't want to do. Has anyone heard the term positional bartering? No. Okay. Positional bartering is the lowest form of negotiation, and a negotiation is a financial process. By positionally bartering, you are evoking emotion in somebody by taking a fixed position on something such as their home. So many offers to purchase, do you know what they normally include? Hi, I'm Wayne Miller. Today is July 10th. I want to offer you $1 million with a 20% down payment, 10% a contract, closing in 60 days, contingency, mortgage, title, and inspections. That is a fixed position, correct? And do people feel that their homes in general are financial assets, or are they driven by emotions? Emotions, right? So when you take a fixed position on a home, there's only one thing that generally comes with it: problems. Have you ever noticed? I don't know why people don't. The whole world is screwed up, in my opinion. Like, why you can't write a letter to a person, I still don't know. Some states you can, some states you can't. So I preface this by saying this: I am not an attorney. I'm not giving legal advice. Please consult with your sales manager before doing any of this. And there's my disclaimer for the day. So who wants to play along with me today? There's no role playing. There's nothing that involves any kind of anything. I just need another body and a warm personality. What's wrong with you people today? All right, thank you, Lenny. Jesus.
I'll do it.
Rule number one: if you're a salesperson, you should want to actively communicate, talk to people, be engaged. All right, Lenny, my man. All right, Lenny, so let me ask you a question. Have you ever sold your house before?
No.
Okay, that's fine. Have you ever sold any houses for your clients before?
Yes.
How comfortable when they get a letter, right? Like one of those fixed offers I just shared with you, and a pre-approval letter, what do they generally ask you?
What do you think about the offer?
What else do they ask you?
Should we hold off for more offers?
What else do they ask you?
Are we selling the property below value?
What else do they ask you?
What's your opinion about the offer? I guess I'm not sure.
So they generally ask, like, do you know anything about these people?
Oh,
Like,
right.
what do they do? Do they have good credit scores? Do they have enough money, right? It's a very normal thing if you're selling your house to somebody, especially if you have a few different people to choose it with.
Yep.
Like, I don't know. So positional bartering states, hey, Lenny, I have a fixed position on your home. You don't know anything about me. And by the way, this alkaline water, Trader Joe's alkaline water says I can afford $1 million mortgage. Does that really make anyone feel comfortable?
Nope.
No, right? So the first thing in winning multiple offers is, how do we position our clients? So we always refer back to behavioral psychology. So if you knew about my client, and again, do this if it makes sense for your clients, right? Like if they don't show well on paper, then you don't want to do this. But A lot of us, how many of us have clients that have good jobs for a good amount of time, good income, good reserves, right? That's really what you want to showcase. So I would say, let's see, who am I going to marry off today? Wayne and Martha. Wayne and Martha, right? Wayne has been a Compass. Wayne is a decorated veteran. He's been an agent at Compass. Martha has both been a successful employee. She's been a successful agent. She's someone who continuously gives back to others, right? But I'm literally going to want to write their credit scores, their jobs, how long they've been at their jobs, and what their income is. That is valuable information. The other one is, who the hell knows or trusts any bank today? Do people trust banks? No. So why are you going to trust a letter from a stranger? So the other thing in the pre-approval letter is my clients have given written authorization for you to reach out to the lender and ask them any questions about their qualifications you want. Now, you know the saying, what makes somebody an expert? Knowing one more thing than the next person. What makes one offer better? One more bit of information than the other. So if you look at psychological safety, do people generally have a lot riding on in their mind and in real life what they're going to do with the money and timeline of what this offer is? Of course. So who do they feel like they know and is a better option? The person they have more information on, or somebody who may or may not have a higher offer that has nothing? This is what they see. Hold on. Here we go. This is it. That's who the offer is. It's like somebody in witness protection program. You know, there's a person there, you know, there's information there, but who is this person? Your clients are not meant to be in the witness protection program. They're not. Right? So here, let me pull this up. So we have a template you can use. So there's a lot of words in this that are very purposely put in. So if the listing agent was Chris, thank you for allowing. As soon as you read that, Lenny, who do you feel like is in control?
Well, you, the writer.
No, I'm not the writer. If I'm saying, Lenny, thank you for allowing me in your home, you're in control because you allowed me in.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Thank you for allowing my clients to present our offer and answering all of our questions. I'm going to go to all of the questions. Now, actually, let me drop this for a second. All of our questions. Does anyone want to know a good script to call listing agents? All right, so
Yes.
Mary nodded her head. Maria, is that Mariah? Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah, it's Mariah, like Mariah Carey.
Cool. Mariah wants to know. So here's what I would say. Hey, Mariah. Hey, Mary. Look, I was calling you. My clients are considering making an offer on 123 Main Street. I completely understand your position is to help get your seller the best price and the best deal. My goal is to get my clients a property. So would it be okay if we collaborated and you help me understand what besides price is important to your client, right? And see what they say. Some people are gonna be like, I'm not giving you any offer, like present what you want. And I'm gonna say, I'm literally asking you, your job is to get the highest price, and my client might be willing to pay what the highest price is. Like, what's important to your client so I can make sure it shows up in the offer. I find 2 out of 10 people are just jerks. Like, they just don't want to give anything. Any person that had half a brain, if you called me and I was a listing agent, I would say, great. Like if in a perfect world, right? My client, we are going to have multiple offers. So the price is going to be important. So have your clients go above as much as they feel comfortable with. The other thing is like a 60 to 90-day rent back would be really important, right? Not nitpicking in an inspection, like they've done a pretty good job of presenting where it is. And then everyone has like little nuances, right? Some people want to leave stuff in a garage for a month, right? Like it's just all different kinds of things. But by asking them this question, you'll be so surprised on what they do. Now, here's the other part. If I ask you all of these things that your client wants, and then now they all show up in the offer, which one are you really championing as the listing agent? The person who listened to you. Oh my God, Chirag's amazing. He had called up. I told him that, you want obviously the most money, but the rent back's important. Like, their agent's great. That he did a really good job of following your advice and making sure you had all you had. Like they have a great description. Take time to read this. They even spoke with their lender in advance and said that we could call them and ask any questions because we know that like with multiple offers and the timeline you have, it's really important we get this right. Is that a different experience than you're having today? Does anyone ever call you and say this to you? Nope. Is this quantifiably part of your value proposition? Yes. Do you build better co-broke relationships as a direct result in your market? Yes. Then are you more likely to AIP them, right? There used to be the Keller Williams joke that we had when I sold real estate. All you needed to do to get a Keller Williams client to throw their seller under the bus is during it subtly start complaining about your brokerage or your company and tell them you're thinking of moving if the deal goes well together. And in the end, they sell these people down the river all the time because they want like, I don't know, whatever their incentive model is. Jason, you're laughing because it's true, right? Like you get like a weak agent, like a low mid-tier agent from there all day long. I encourage you to try it sometimes. It works. Or you could have a collaborative great experience and recruit them to Compass and get $5,000 in AIP money, which you can use for coaching. So if you AIP'd one person a year, it would pay for a year's worth of your program in this group. Sounds pretty good to me. So are we all on the same page of the do's and do nots about offers? Is this a really, hit yes in the chat if this is a really simple way to put this. If you feel it's complicated, write no. Perfect. All right, now let's go through the template. All right. So look, thank you for allowing my clients to present our offer and answering all of our questions. My clients understand that your clients want a smooth and easy closing, buyers with excellent financials, a reasonable marketing price. What's reasonable, right? It's a word up for interpretation and nothing to sell. I'd like to introduce my buyers. Meet Wayne, meet Martha, a little bit about their job and everything else, their down payment, their pre-approved, and their credit scores. I would put a personal note. Both of them have excellent job stability, have been working in the same place for 10 plus years, and have excellent reserves. They can move as fast as necessary. And really, the goal is to make this an easy transition for the clients while giving them the price and terms that suit them best. Personal letters to owners. I actually used this template. This was the last buyer I represented. My financial planner always likes to find these houses that everyone else wants. First apartment that he found was like this penthouse apartment, this cool building in White Plains. We went with his dad, and as my dad kindly reminds me, if it wasn't for his dad, your college wouldn't have been paid for, we wouldn't have saved money. And they happen to be in the top 1% of financial planners nationally in Ameriprise. So regardless of our size of our accounts or stuff from back then, they always work with us. No pressure, right? So his dad says, you have to get my son this house. Well, they had people coming to sign contracts on Saturday. Needless to say, I worked my magic. Voila. Then during the beginning of COVID, remember when everyone wanted to move to the suburbs as highest and best? I used this exact process with him, and I convinced the seller and the agent not even to take other offers. And they had 4 other potential offers. So you can put a personal longer. Again, do or don't do this based on your local rules, regulations, and whatever communist process people want to tell you that is the world of real estate agents today. I just have to say this. I find it really amazing that the government wants to intervene on how much and how you all get paid, but yet no one wants to say anything that you can get the same medicine in Mexico for $1 that costs $500 here in America. It just makes no sense. Sellers are happy paying. Buyers aren't complaining either. So they just found a whole bunch of people to complain by putting a problem in front of them that doesn't exist and saying they can get money. And if you look at how much money each homeowner got, it's the most absurd thing. They got like $7,000 each, while an attorney got hundreds of millions of dollars. Please tell me how that's compensating people that really needed it or were victims. So anyway, sorry, that's the end of my rant. Offer to purchase. When you put the purchase price, if they're highlightable terms, like it was above asking, highlight it in bold, right? And the reason we do this is number one, you're combining multiple PDFs. If you don't know how to do that, ask an AM, ask ChatGPT, go on Google, go on YouTube. It's not hard to do. But what I found was in doing this myself, because this is the same template I was using when I was an agent, was that people are only sending 1 page of the document to their clients. You notice they have to read this and then this to even get to this, right? So we're highlighting those $50,000 above. We were highlighting that it was $270,000 at contract signing. We ended up actually putting the full 20% down, right? It's 10% would be 135. Closing at seller's request, and this was really important. Do you remember during COVID, people were getting fired and then they couldn't buy their houses? So we said inspection and mortgage, but we also put in here, I wrote mortgage contingency not based on continued employment. And then I explained to the guy, if the guy gets fired, you're entitled to the down payment if they can't close. That brought them a lot of security. I put a note in. Buyers understand sellers are making a move with their family and can accommodate their ideal time frame. Buyers don't want sellers to feel rushed or pressured during the process of moving. Buyers perform quickly if that's what's best for the seller, or they can have everything completed and ready to close when the seller is ready. Buyer will include a 70% mortgage contingency to make the offer stronger. They'll put down the additional 10% as necessary, meaning if the house appraises for up to 10% less, we'll pay 10% more. By removing continued employment as part of the mortgage contingency, the only requirement is a satisfactory appraisal from the bank. Feel free to contact the lender with any questions if you'd like. Now, watch this. I wrote this letter to the agent. Thank you for taking the time to answer all of our questions and providing us with all the information necessary to make an offer. The buyer sought out every detail that would make the seller transition easier. Notice here my benefit bullet points of my buyer. Down payment amount at contract, the full 20%. Mortgage contingency amount, 70%. Security of not including continuous employment as part of the contingency. Offer amount, $50,000 above asking. These all reflect their love for the home and the seriousness in providing a simple and stress-free transaction for all parties involved. Based on their offer, I don't know. I always tell you I'm bad with grammar. Is contingent upon not going into based on this, I'm missing a comma. Based on this, comma, their offer is contingent upon not going into a highest and best situation. They feel they've presented terms that would make any seller secure during these challenging times. Hope I never hear those words again. We hope to have the opportunity to work with you and see this through to the end. We all view this as a collaboration, and if there are any questions, concerns, or requests, we have an open line of communication. The buyer has spoken to their lender, and feel free to contact him with any questions. They have a combined income of $450,000+, adequate cash reserves, and will have no issues closing on the home. Look forward to hearing from you. Ta-da! That's it. And ladies and gentlemen, by following this featured presentation, you'll have the best chance of winning highest and best and positioning your clients for success. This will be added to the recording. It's already in there. So if you go into the platform and type in multiple offer template, it's there too. Carol, you have a question? I think you're muted. Yep.
Sorry about that. I just wanted to make a comment that early in the year you introduced this, it was kind of like this letter in different parts of the letters that you just showed us kind of in one letter. And I have to tell you, I started using that like on every single offer that I wrote. And I cannot even begin to tell you what a time saver it is, because when you have offer deadlines out here like we do, and you always go, okay, and you want to get together with the client the night before the offers are due at 10 or noon the next day and write the offer, you're always stuck in the position where it is crunch time. You're running right up against that deadline because the client called the next day. Oh, I want to change this. I want to change my price. They want to talk through all this stuff. So a lot of times for me, crafting these letters, these cover letters, was time consuming in itself. And so this has just saved me so much time because it's just plug and play and it's succinct. So it's like it says what it has to say right there without getting too wordy or anything like that. So I found these letters to be like the one that you showed us earlier this year to be a lifesaver. When you were talking about calling the listing agent to find out what the seller was looking for, what types of things so you could craft the offer the right way. One thing I've run into this year that I've never run into before, and not so much in Marin County where I am, but in San Francisco, is like right before the offer date, a lot of San Francisco agents go into text only mode. They absolutely will not answer their phone. They won't answer it. So that's a little frustrating. So I try and find out, depending on where I am, because now I have another client for San Francisco as well, to go to the property and find out as much as I can, either at their broker tour or their open house, because they just kind of disappear right before the offer due date.
You can just put your best foot forward and try, right? So if it's a property that you think your client is interested in the beginning, start asking these questions preemptively.
Yeah, exactly. As much as you can find out, because it really helps. There is an agent in my office. He does not want to write counter offers ever. He never wants to write a counter offer. So he literally tells you what you need to write. If you don't write it, you don't get it. The people that do get it.
I like people like that. It's really easy, direct and to the point.
I also had an agent where I wrote an offer and she told us what everyone else's offer was. Which is like, we're always like, so, I mean, I was like shocked because we're always so, oh, we can't say what anyone else. Well, our contract, our CAR contract specifically says it's not confidential unless you have the seller sign a confidentiality agreement. And she literally just sat there and played, these are where the offers are. You three are at the top, and she didn't do a multiple counter offer at all. She just went, submit a new offer. So we all submitted new offers, and that was just kind of how she did it. She didn't say what number you have to be at, but she said where everyone else was. So
hey, look, trying to get the best price. So I'm like, look, if we have great offers around this number, if you can come in with better terms and a better number, then please present it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
People are.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's necessarily my style, but I found it to be kind of refreshing, to tell you the truth.
I also would ask the seller, right? Like when it comes to negotiating, there are two schools of thoughts, and I'm representing you. What do you feel most comfortable with?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Exactly. I got a lot of good ways to put things are simple, right? It's just putting it in a way that helps another person and not feeling like you're getting lectured by your parent because you chose to sell your house.
Yeah. Anyway, great letter. Lifesaver, you guys. Time saver. Just use it. You can just tweak it the way you need to tweak it. But it's really, it'll help you out a lot.
Thank you. Mike Rivers, you have your hand up.
Yeah, basically, I just wanted to second that. I've been using these letters for a while now, and on the listing side, I rarely see anything like this. There's still people that are throwing 5 different PDF emails at you when they want to make an offer. So when I see one of these come through, I know the agent on the buyer side kind of has their stuff together. And when I send these out, when I send offers out, even if we don't have the strongest offer, the agents are thanking me for putting such a well-organized offer together, like almost every single time I put an offer in. So, you're at least building out some potential co-broke relationships, or people are taking you more seriously as an agent than, those agents that are out there spamming people's emails with every other offer, contract, PDF, and, 9 different emails. So I can't say enough about these either, and I'm going to continue to use them.
My final thought is this. Every time you send an offer, it's a representation of you and your clients, right? Build good co-broke relationships. Be the agent that other people feel comfortable with because they know what they're getting from you. And by the way, on just a separate note, if your clients don't want to give you this information, they're bad clients, unless they have like a government job that they can't talk about. That's it. All right, everybody, let's keep fighting the good fight. And if you're not using our Chirag AI, you're missing out. This thing is incredible. It has really been doing well. We're going to put the email, we're going to put the information in. Now we have it so that you can log in via your Compass email, like you need a Compass email that's registered. So if not, we're updating this week, all of you in there. And so it's mind-blowing. Some of the things that, and I keep going back to this, your lives are all going to get so much easier. So on a live role-playing call, how many people come to live role-playing? Perfect. So for all of you that raise your hand, I have an ask of you. Every one of you next week need to show up with one situation. Now think about this conceptually and how cool this is. What do people need a one-on-one coach with? Not like training, situations, right? So if you all show up, there's like 50 in a Monday, there's probably 100+ people that show up to role playing. If you all make a list, and we'll create the doc where you could drop your situations into, then I can make all the training, and our Chirag AI app now became a one-on-one coach in your pocket. That's part of just being in this community. But if you don't tell me the information, we're left with the information we have. So the benefit that we have as a group is you all are in the field, and I can create and come up with this stuff like this. So you put the two together, every 2 weeks, this app actually can get better. So we're working on building in a feedback feature where you could put your situations and your feedback directly into the app, and then we'll get it. And every 2 weeks, you'll get, once it's like we do a full rollout, you'll get an email that says, hey, here are the new features and the new things in Chirag AI. And then it'll just keep telling you. So the more you show up with, the more we can help you. Real estate is nothing more than a collections of different situations that are the same thing in different zip codes. That's it. People are people. And then there's escrow and non-escrow. That's really about it. All right, everybody. Love in my heart. I love you all. I hope everyone has a powerful end to their week. For my Voyage people out here, I'll see y'all all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.